Hi, hello, welcome to Spell Day. We're covering a spell every single day of the year from the 5e PHB plus 3. Those Swift spells are homebrew spells. We're at plus 2 at the moment. You can head back and playlist to find them. And today's spell is Ray of Enfeeblement.
Hit me, hit me, hit me. You can't. Reach me with that hand. Reach me with that hand. Reach me with that hand. You cannot.
Second level Necromancy, casting time of 1 action, range of 60 feet, components verbal, somatic, duration, concentration, up to 1 minute. A black beam of enervating energy springs from your finger toward a creature within range. Make a ranged spell attack against the target. On a hit, the target deals only half damage with weapon attacks that use strength until the spell ends. At the end of each of the target's turns, it can make a Constitution saving throw against the spell. On a successful save, the spell ends. At, first glance, seems like it'd be alright. Then you read it, and it's not good. But to talk about why it's not good, we need to talk about in the situation where it is. So, take a giant, for example. Being able to have its attack damage, its damage, that's great. That is really good. Ogres as well, and now we've already run out of some of the good things about it. I guess part of the benefit is there's no initial save. It is an initial attack roll, though. It's not a guaranteed placed effect. I mean, it's a second level spell, so 60-foot range, alright. Second level, not too bad. Not too bad. But okay, now let's go down why it's not good. So, concentration, for 1. Yes, there's many concentration spells, some of them that are worth it. Some debuff spells that are worth it. Issue is they can repeat a save at the end of the turn. Second issue, it's a Constitution saving throw, which, depending on the target, might be good, might be really bad, especially if you're fighting monsters to a certain extent, which is most likely what you're going to be fighting. And at least you have, okay, things like pixies and stuff might not have a high con, so they'll likely fail this. Why would you cast this on a pixie? The best case scenarios that you're casting this on are things like giants, ogres, or anything with a high strength score, so some big brute monster, which likely also has a really high con. Even if they don't have a con save specifically, they still likely have a high con bonus. And being able to repeat that saving throw at the end of each of their turns, while also having to hold the concentration on this spell that might break at the end of those turns. And you still have to roll to hit. So even if you miss, it still broke concentration on something else you were concentrating on. And even then, strength, there's better things to guard against. And if you are using, okay, that's namely in the player's hands. Not many targets that this is going to be great against. Namely because, oh yeah, initially, and getting half damage on those attacks can be quite nice, especially at later levels where one attack can do quite a lot of damage in one hit. A 40 being reduced down to 20, not bad. However, when it comes to a villain using this against players, well, the majority of players' classes are spellcasters, so that's out the window. Now down to the marshals-ish. You have rogue. Well, they're not really strength. Even ranger, if we're going down to the quartercasters, paladin, that is paladin strength most of the time. But ranger's probably dex, could be strength, but probably dex. And fighter as well it should be a coin flip, but dex is just the most efficient ability score in the game. It affects things like, it affects armor, attack, and damage, and is one of the better saves. A lot of people build dex fighters, but, okay, so that leaves two genuine targets that are likely going to be using strength. That is the paladin and the barbarian. And would you be holding concentration on Ray of Enfeeblement as a villain, or would you be holding concentration on Hold Person as a villain? Both allow for a saving throw at the end of it. Hold Person targets wisdom, not con. And Hold Person is restrained, not just, oh, you now deal half damage with strength attacks specifically. There's just other spells you'd be holding concentration on. And there's limited targets, concentration, repeats a save at the end of the turn, and is very limited in what you can actually use to target it. There's very few cases where this is the best option. There's plenty of other options. If it was first level, this is still a maybe. 3 out of 10, things have to line up. Things really have to line up. That you just don't have anything else you'd rather be holding concentration on. And then you have a target that's relatively viable and doesn't instantly break out of it on the next turn. And you have to hit the target. So relatively reliable hitting as well. There's just so many things with the spell that just go against it. Yeah. There you go.